Just when you thought that Governor Greg Abbott couldn't get any fucking worse, he goes and does this. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be different than the one that I had originally planned to upload for this week in light of recent news that has come out from Texas and the Governor Greg Abbott. As a native Texan and as a trans man, I just kind of felt like I had a responsibility to use my platform to spread the word about this. So I just wanted to come on here and speak out and let you guys know what's going on in Texas and how they're attacking transgender youth. So specifically on Tuesday, February 22nd, Texas Governor Greg Abbott released a letter to the Department of Family and Protective Services, basically calling on the department to conduct a prompt and thorough investigation into transgender children and their families, giving them affirming healthcare. Now, this letter on Tuesday was released after the General Attorney Ken Paxton's opinion on Monday. Basically, Paxton stated that allowing minors to undergo any sort of gender transitioning healthcare affirming treatment, things like puberty blockers, hormone therapies, surgeries, which we don't let minors undergo surgeries, but that's a whole different thing. He wants that to be considered child abuse under state law. The letter that Governor Abbott released also states that all mandatory reporters, so healthcare workers, doctors, and caregivers in general, it instructs them to report any trans children that they see. In Abbott's letter to the DFPS, he literally says, to protect Texas children from abuse, DFPS and all other state agencies must follow the law. Under this new directive, licensed professionals will be required to report children who may be subject to such abuse. These procedures include things like reassignment surgeries that can cause sterilization, mastectomies, removals of otherwise healthy body parts, and administration of puberty-blocking drugs or supraphysiologic doses of testosterone or estrogen. So not only is he asking medical professionals, teachers, and like literally your fucking neighbor to report you for giving your child the life-saving healthcare that they need, he's also saying that if they don't, they could be penalized for that. Why the fuck is Governor Abbott so interested in what these families are doing in their own personal lives? It has nothing to do with him. It does not affect him personally in any way, shape, or form, and it's not a threat to him in any way. Healthcare is literally just exactly that. It literally says it in the name. It's literally just care. The fact that the Texas government wants to rip trans children, literal children, away from their families just because they want to receive affirming healthcare is really, really alarming. Not only does this announcement, this letter that Governor Abbott released, not only does it affect Texas, but it also has a nationwide effect. There is so much legislation, there are so many bills and laws being introduced in multiple states, Alabama, Florida, that are direct attacks on the LGBT+ community and more specifically transgender youth. We have been under fire constantly for years and years now. It's fucking exhausting. Not only do trans children already go through the thought process of, okay, if I come out, I might have to go through all of this alone. If my family's not supportive, if my friends aren't supportive, if I can't find a support system for myself, if I can't afford healthcare for myself, I might just have to suck it up and go through my entire transition by myself. Now, they have the literal government breathing down their necks, threatening them with the fact that they might be ripped away from their families if somebody reports them for being trans. Even if their family is loving, supportive, willing to help them out with their healthcare, with their hormone replacement therapy, with their puberty blockers, with whatever it is that they want to do, even if they have an affirming family, they still might be ripped away and just treated like a piece of garbage by the actual government now. It's literally just plain evil at this point. It's just straight up attacking and bullying children just because of their gender identity. And oftentimes propositions like this go completely against what is actually fact. Bills and letters like this often state or make it seem like healthcare for transgender children is extreme or super experimental. There are certain things that minors can go through, puberty blockers, which are completely reversible, a haircut, which is completely reversible. We're not sending 10, 11-year-olds to a plastic surgeon and giving them top surgery or giving them bottom surgery. The way that these letters and bills and laws are worded and the way that they're introduced to the public causes a frenzy of panic. It makes people scream out, oh my god, they're mutilating our children, which is just absolutely not the case. And also, what the hell are the guidelines supposed to be for reporting a trans kid? How do you know if a child is transgender unless they've specifically came up to you and said that they are? Like, I can come up with 3 quick and easy tips on how to spot and report a transgender child, okay? Tip number 1, they're a child. If they are small, vulnerable, and of absolutely no threat to you or your loved ones, they might be trans, and you should definitely call the cops on them. You see a child acting normal, they might be trans. Call 911, report them to the police immediately. It's too dangerous. Second tip that I can think of for spotting and reporting a trans child. They're scared. They're absolutely fucking terrified. Trans people have a nearly 1 in 10 chance of being physically assaulted in any year. So if you see a child and you think they might be trans, why don't you just go ahead and make life exponentially worse for them by reporting them to fucking CPS and having them be potentially ripped away from their families. Third and final tip that I can think of for spotting and reporting a transgender child. They're sick of your shit. They are so exhausted from bigoted adults constantly sticking their nose into their business that they're just utterly fucking exhausted. If you see a child that is just absolutely fed up with your hateful bullshit and your transphobic rhetoric, report them to CPS. They're obviously trans, you should alert the FBI immediately. Or, and I'm just spitballing here, you could think to yourself, you know what? This is their personal business, it's none of my business, it has no effect on me personally whatsoever, and you could just fuck right off and mind your own fucking business. It's literally that easy. It's literally that easy. With all of that aside, there has been a lot of misinformation being spread around about exactly what this letter entails, how it's going to affect Texas laws, and how it will affect the families with transgender children. For context, here is like a screenshot of the letter itself. I'm also going to link the letter in the description of this video so that you can go read it on your own time if you have any desire to do so. To be clear, nothing about the Attorney General's opinion released on Monday or Governor Abbott's letter released on Tuesday has any effect whatsoever on actual Texas laws. As of right now, Texas law affirms and maintains that gender-affirming healthcare is not at all child abuse and is completely legal. Every medical association in Texas has made clear that affirming healthcare for transgender youth is A, medically necessary, and B, life-saving in many cases. Another thing that's really important to note is that this letter is in no way legally binding. It is up to the courts and the courts alone in Texas to interpret Texas laws and the Constitution of the United States. Like I said before, under current Texas laws, gender-affirming healthcare for children is completely legal, and current Texas laws protect the families of transgender children from false reports made to CPS. All of this is basically one huge shock factor theatrical political stunt that's being used for media attention and public frenzy on the cusp of what is essentially a very important election for the governor. Governor Abbott is doing this on the cusp of the primary elections because he wants the attention on him. These primary elections have a long proven history of anti-LGBT rhetoric, and it's basically just par for the course at this point. Let's get into things that you can do as a cis person, as an ally, to help out the families of transgender children in Texas. In the description of this video, I'm going to link a master post that I found on Twitter of organizations that you can donate to in order to help out Texas families that are not mainstream organizations. So if you would like to support more of a grassroots organization, something that's going to put their boots on the ground, you can check out the link in the description, and there's a long list of organizations like that that you can donate to. Another thing that you can do is share the facts. There is a lot of fear-mongering going on in the public right now, a lot of panic being created by media frenzy, things like that that we just cannot afford to give into right now. Stay calm, stay educated, and be proactive. Do what you can to uplift trans voices right now, especially trans people of color. A lot of families with trans children and a lot of trans people in general are utterly fucking exhausted from undergoing constant political attacks on our well-being, arguing day in and day out whether or not we deserve basic human fucking rights. We're at our breaking point, basically. There's no better way to put it. We are fucking tired of this shit. So right now, the best thing that you can do as an ally is just offer support in any way that you can. And remember, if you or a loved one has been affected by this, or if you believe that you will be affected by this in the future, just keep in mind that you are not alone. If you or someone you know has been falsely reported to CPS, please reach out to the ACLU or Lambda Legal. They'll be able to help you out with this. Anyways, if you're still watching the video at this point, thank you for giving me your attention and allowing me to kind of spread the word about what's going on in Texas right now. Parents, please hear me and remember this. Giving your transgender child the healthcare that they need is in no way, shape, or form child abuse. Affirming and loving your transgender child is parenting in its purest and most finest form. That is the best thing that you can do for your child, and I applaud you for continuing to do that despite today's political climate. Anyways, I don't have anything else to say. That's all the information that I have at this moment. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would really appreciate it if you could spread the word, share this video, tell people about what's going on so that we can get some more support behind this. Just get the word out as much as you can. Try and help as best as you can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all in the next video.